How's it going, everyone? It's GadgetsBoy. Welcome to another video, and we are out here in the beautiful Croatia checking out the latest Ford Mustang Mach-E GT. And now this is probably the Mach-E that actually feels like a Mustang when you drive it. But before we get into the driving style and what it feels like to drive on the corners and the roads out here, let's check out the design and see what it's all about. Let's start with the front. You see that it looks very sporty. By the way, this is the Cyber Orange. There's also a Grabber Blue, I think. Weird color names, but basically just orange, as you can see. But it looks really nice, and this is a very mustard kind of yellow, and this is probably the color that I would go for if I was to buy one of these. Back to the front of the car, we have this Mustang logo here, which we're familiar with the Mach-E. What's also great about this is this lights up at night time, which when you see this in your head mirror, you know that there's a Mustang coming. By the way, Tom's behind the camera and is doing this squat with me, so his leg is going to be in pain after this. Besides that, we have this front, this bottom splitter here, which looks really nice. Again, giving it that low sort of feel. It looks very low to the ground, and it looks really nice. And this area here, when you're driving, it all kind of opens up to give you extra airflow into, you know, it's not engine, but you know, into the electrical system. Just gives it better airflow in there. And then we come to the side here. Obviously, let's not forget the camera there for, you know, safety equipment and stuff like that. We'll talk about that as well. And then we come to this side, we get the daylight running lights, which looks really nice. This LED lights obviously help save energy when it comes to electric cars. And then we've got these side curtains here, which allows more airflow, again, helps with aerodynamics and all that kind of stuff. It looks really nice on the front, I have to say. I love the look of it compared to the standard Mach-E. Let's come to the side of the car. We get this wheel arch here, which is color coded as well, so it matches. Again, looks really nice, and it's sitting on 20-inch alloys, which is this nice design here, sitting on Pirelli P0s right now, and it's kind of wide as well. You're looking at T45, 45, R20s, and this is this bird nest sort of design, which looks really nice. When it's spinning, it just looks really cool, and you got the Brembo disc brakes there. And on the side here to the left side, we have where you charge your car. It supports fast charge as well, so again, you'll be able to charge it up very quickly from 10% to 80% in no time at all. But we'll get into that when we get inside the car and talk about everything else. But we move to the side of the car, we got the logo there that makes you know that this is the GT version, so this will stand out versus a standard Mach-E. And then you get that kick to the side on the orange version here, or yellow, whatever you want to call this. You don't really notice it that much, but if you get the blue version, the Grabber Blue, you notice that kick on the side. This is probably my favorite Mach-E. The standard one I wasn't a massive fan of, but this GT version absolutely nails it for me. It's something that we're familiar with, the key code entry system. So as you touch it, that activates so you can enter your key code entry to get in the car. And we have a button entry system with this tiny door handle, but most of the time you don't actually need it, because when you press it, the door pops out and then you can get inside of your vehicle. Same for the passengers on the back as well. Little button, press it, door pops out, and you can get inside of the car. So it sits nice and flush. Again, helping with that like the aerodynamic is really nice. Let's check out the back of the car, more on the back. And this gives us that Mustang DNA in terms of like this tri-bar brake light LED system there. So again, if you see that, straight away you know this is a Mustang, because that's the design. That's what gives it that Mustang look, which a lot of people wasn't too sure about when they gave this car a Mustang branding. Maybe it should have had his own different electric name or whatever that Ford might have called it. But here we are, we forgive them. We got over it. This is the GT version, and you've got that big GT logo on here. All-wheel drive, dual moto front, you know, motos in there to give you that all-wheel drive experience. And then if you look right below here, we've got the black detailing again, we've got the diffuser, again giving it that sporty look, and you've got all your sensors there, cameras there for the 360 camera system that's there. And you've got massive boot space in here as well. And because it's got that hatchback, sportback sort of experience, you get plenty of space here to get inside of the car. You can fit, look, you can get the whole of me in the boot with no issues at all. And I love that they've put this here, and there's no sort of board or card that goes here. This is attached to the boot, so that way you're not losing space at all. So that's pretty smart, and I love what they've done there. Of course, you can fold the back seats as well, so you get more space in there. So if you go into IKEA, plenty of things, you can get them in the boot with no issues at all. I think the next thing to do is get inside of the car and actually talk about what you get in here as well. That big screen is still there, so let's check it out. So inside of the car is much more familiar. So if you've seen a Mach-E before, you've sat in one of these before, or you've seen my previous video on this, you'd know exactly what to expect in here. So we've still got this large display, which is about the size of an iPad Pro and a half actually is what I made earlier. This is an iPad Pro, so if you look inside of there, it's about an iPad Pro 2 generations ago, and just a little bit more on the bar at the bottom. So on here you can basically control everything you want to control, and you've got this car menu here. So every time you press that, that will give you all your options, including things like your drive mode. So you can go from Whisper to Active to Untamed. There's also Untamed Plus, but that's intended for off-road, track using, not off-road. So if you get on track, for example, at Goodwood or something in the UK, you can turn that on and everything's off, like your traction control and all that kind of stuff. You have camera there, which is also 360 camera as well, so you can see all around the car, and park assist and so on. And we also have your access settings, so you know, those door codes that we saw earlier, you can change all that stuff through there. Driver assistance gives you everything to do with your safety equipment. So you have things like your adaptive cruise control, which can also see speed signs, recognition and lane centering and so on. You got speed limit assist, lane keeping system, pre-collision assist, which is quite sensitive, but you can also adjust that in sensitivity options. So you can change how sensitive it is. You got rear view camera delay, you don't want to turn that on. And then you got your blind spot system, you got runway alerts, cross traffic alerts, reverse brake assist, and driver alerts as well. So you got plenty of safety options on there as well. You can also create personal profiles. So if you have more than one drivers in the house, you can do that, which also links to your phone as a key system or your actual key fob as well. And the app that comes with it, which I don't have linked to this car, you can also, you know, plan your journey, your route, so that when you need to charge, it's also very inclusive in that sense. We have vehicle settings, general settings, which you can change as per what you want to do. Display settings allow you to do things like brightness and also dark mode, which we have dark mode right now. You can have Wi-Fi in the car as well to connect devices in the car, so you can do vehicle hotspot, and we have over-the-air updates as well for your system update, so you don't have to go to the garage to do them. And then your mobile app, so things like sync from Ford, so you can use that to, you know, pay for charging and all that kind of stuff, and you can control your depart and comfort mode as well, so you can preheat the car, for example. So again, when you get in the car, things are nice and toasty for you. In here we have B&O sound system, which sounds fantastic. So in sound settings, you'll be able to change things like your treble, your mid-range, your bass, and this works with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. And with that, it's wireless as well, so it kind of helps. So if we go into phone list here, you can see what options I've got here. I've got my iPhone connected so far, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then when you close that, it comes back out and you can see Apple CarPlay there in action. You got some options here as well at the bottom here, so these are quick menu options that I've put there, and you can also press this option to make this bigger, so that goes smaller at the bottom, which is pretty cool, right? And we can press it again and that goes smaller. If we press this dot here, this gives you options again, so you got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth audio, and then you got this sketch option, so you can do something whilst you're waiting for your car to charge. But I'd rather than put some sort of gaming in here like you would in the Tesla or the Underheat, so you can sort of keep yourself entertained whilst you're waiting for this to charge. So that's pretty much everything to do with infotainment systems. Pretty cool. I like what they've done. Large display, very responsive. It's one of the best I've seen. And even the sat nav system on here will allow you to navigate and find charging stations. And then if we move to the side, there aren't that many buttons on the steering. You've got nice leather finishing. You got heated steering wheel as well. I don't quite like this plastic finishing on here. Makes it feel cheap, but it is what it is. That's what you get in here. And this glossy finishing here, which if you hate fingerprint mark everywhere, that's what you get. But you get this nice bright display here, which allows you to see all the vital information like your speed, your charge information, and also energy recuperation as well. So you can actually have one pedal driving system on here, which you can set on the infotainment system there. And that's pretty much it there. And then if we move down to this side, we have your charging ports. So we have a USB-C and a full USB, so which is good. I like it when brands put the two in there, because sometimes, like I have here, you still have the old full USB charger, or if I have my USB-C, I can also plug it in there as well. And we have a wireless charging mat, so if you have a wireless charging compatible device, you can just place it there and it starts charging straight away. And again, that's one of the most responsive I've seen. Some cars, you put it there and you have to wait, and sometimes it doesn't actually work, so it's actually nice to have one that works there. And gear shifters are here, and you have plenty of space in the middle with a GT logo. And then moving further down, we have your bottle holder, so you can put 2 bottles there, and you have your gear shifter system here, which is another rotary dial, which is very similar to the volume dial up there, your parking stuff, and then you got your armrest, which is nice because underneath you get more space to place things, which you can also cover up, and GT logo on there. So it's pretty much what it is. This is much what the GT is all about. So what you've also got is this sport seat in the car as well, which holds you in place. It's very nice as well. It's got this nice leather finishing. At first I wasn't too sure about the top half of it because it kind of looks weird with the old design, but once you're sitting and you realize this is actually built more for comfort and for safety more than anything else first, before the design and the looks of it. But it looks premium, nice stitching on it, which I quite like, and this soft area, and it's heated seats as well. So come winter, you can keep your bum nice and toasty. The drive experience is a lot better as well for me in the Mach-E GT. In comparison to the standard Mach-E, this is much nicer experience. Whichever drive mode you put it in, you feel the difference. Especially when you go into active or untamed, you feel the steering wheel just change a slight bit. It gets tighter, and driving experience just feels very precise. You point it there, it goes there. And driving up the mountains around Croatia, you know, just going round the bends and stuff, just fills me in with a lot of confidence. This confidence, because I drive and I'm like, actually, this feels safer than I thought it was. You don't have to worry about the car, you know, trying to push you to different directions. It doesn't feel jittery or anything like that. It just feels precise and perfect, just the way that I want it to be. In terms of performance and specifications though, you're looking at around 860 Newton meters of torque. This would do 0 to 100 kilometers per hour because I'm in Croatia and not the UK right now, and you would do that in 3.7 seconds, and you're looking at 469 PS. So there's a lot of power in this thing, and you can imagine, does that affect the range much? No, because you're looking at 310 miles maximum range, which is more than enough for whether it's city driving, whether it's driving to a destination that's a bit further away from home. You be rest assured. And you've got a really good charge network as well, which you can find using the Forward Sync app. You know, you can use the satellite navigation to find out where you need to go and plot your journey, plan your route ahead, so you get to your destination safe and sound with no range anxiety. We're just gonna turn around here and we get back on the road. There we go. Right, nice turn circle as well. That was a tight space and he managed to get that very well, which is something that I wouldn't expect from such a big car. But like I was saying, this is a great car, great experience all around. And if someone was to say, would you recommend a Mach-E? I'd say absolutely, but get the GT version, because this is the one that's more exciting and actually offers the Mustang experience, all-round Mustang experience. So that's the verdict right there. Well, that's it from me with the first drive and impression and how I feel driving the Ford Mustang Mach-E right here in Croatia. As always, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Pricing and availability, I'll leave that in the description area so you guys can check it out and do further research for your own need. But like I said, if you have any questions, drop them below. I'll do my best to answer those for you. But if this is your first time around here, please do subscribe, smash that like button, and make sure you hit the bell notification as well, so when there's a video like this up on the channel, you get notified. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.